One of the most incredible sounds to hear or to witness on a safari is the roar of a lion. It is iconic to Africa and is something that is so epic and incredible to see. So let's talk about how and why they roar. I just want to begin with the fact that lions are not the only cat that roars. So roaring is actually significant to a family of large cats called Panthera. And this basically is your 4 biggest cat species around the world. So that is your lion, your leopard, your jaguar, and your tiger. So they all form under the Panthera family, and they are all known for roaring. So you might be thinking, why are these 4 cats able to roar? And other animals, for example, a cheetah, which is also a big cat, makes a very high-pitched chirping noise, almost similar to a bird. So it all comes down to the voice box and how everything is constructed around the voice box. So you have something called the hyoid apparatus, which is basically a series of bones that encompasses and circles the voice box. And it is depending on how these bones are connected, whether it is with ligaments or with cartilage or fused bones, that will allow for different levels of expansion, or sometimes not even allow expansion. And basically, the more expansion is allowed, the deeper and the louder the noise will be. So that's why in these large roaring cats, their hyoid apparatus around the voice box is able to expand greatly, making these very loud, deep sounds. So this hyoid apparatus will change between species, and even in something like humans, it will change from individual to individual. And that's why some people have deeper voices and can make different noises when they're singing, for example, than other humans. So animals mainly use 4 types of communication. One is tactile communication. So that is basically touching each other. So lions, for example, will come and rub their heads together when they are greeting each other, and this will also help spread pheromones between each other. So that leads me on to the second, which is olfactory. So this is basically scents and pheromones. This is why animals will, urinate and defecate in specific places and scent mark with that urine, and that will allow information to be transferred to another individual. So the third type is visual communication. So this is when an animal is flicking its tail or flicking its ears, for example, and this is basically their way of visually showing whatever mood they are in. So the last type of communication is to be vocal, to vocalize, and that is what lions are doing when they're roaring. They are making a loud, audible noise for other lions or other animals to hear, and this is how they can communicate with each other, and they can do this in various ways. So the most common and well-known roar of a lion is the very big, loud, territorial call of a male lion. So this is a male lion advertising his territory to any opposition male lions in the area. And this will be your loudest roar that you will find from lions. So it's a very deep, very focused, very intense roar that shakes you to your core. It is the most incredible noise to hear, and no speakers in the world will ever do it justice. The only way I can think of is if you literally had a home theater system surround sound around you and you put it almost on full volume, and that's kind of what it feels like when you have a lion roaring a few meters from your vehicle. So lions lions will also use what's called contact calling to basically find each other and to locate members of the pride. So lions are the only social cat, so they will use this for prides of females, for example. If they split up after a hunt, or some are looking after cubs and others are hunting, they can then do a softer roar to basically find each other again. And this can also happen between males and females, specifically when mating. And that's when you'll find this roaring theme also go into your other three big cats that we mentioned earlier. And they'll mainly use it for things like territory dominance, as well as to locate when it is mating time. So there we go, everyone, just a short look into how and why lions roar. And like I said earlier, if you ever have the chance to see this in real life, or if you had the chance, count yourself very lucky. It's something not everyone gets to see, and that intensity of it happening so close is just mind-blowing, and it's so hard to even explain to someone how powerful that noise is and what it does to you and how it makes you feel. So count yourself lucky, show your friends and family, and we'll see you in the next video.